Today, we're going to be talking about 8 simple habits to live a fitter, healthier, and happier life.
You could sit down for 15 minutes and scroll on your phone, or you go on a 15-minute walk. Which one do you think is going to make you feel way better?
So sit back, relax, start adding them into your life, and I feel like you will start to see the benefits.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all Happy podcast. I'm your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house. And today we're going to be talking about 8 simple habits to live a fitter, healthier, and happier life. These are going to be things that you can integrate into your life that I truly believe will make massive change. We haven't done one of these more feel-good episodes with like quick notes and quick things you can apply in quite a while. So sit back, relax, start adding them into your life, and I feel like you will start to see the benefits. Number 1, my personal favorite is going to be daily walks. I truly believe walking is the greatest form of cardio. I believe that it adds so much value in terms of just getting some sunlight, in terms of moving your body, in terms of being in nature. And it's just, you're burning calories. Like when I look at walking, I look at so many positives, and it's so easy to do, and you can do it with anybody, and you can do it at any time. Like you hear me listing off all these benefits. And what's funny is I hear a lot of people who will say different things like, for cardio, what type of machine should I do at the gym? Or like what, I want to get my heart rate up to like beat myself up for cardio. And I'm like, just walk. And honestly, obviously having dogs, like it's easier because they're just like, hey, are we going for a walk? Are we going for a walk? It kind of forces me to. But whether you have dogs or not, like wherever you are, I just truly believe if you start walking each day, honestly, I would say a good range to be in is like, let's just say 45 minutes. That's kind of a random number, but I feel like you could do like 2 20-ish minute walks, or you could do one like 45-minute walk. You'll get a couple thousand steps, and you will just reap the benefits over and over in so many different ways. So get outside, get walking, and you will see some incredible benefits long term.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I think it's just such a good time to reflect, to learn, to talk if you're on a walk with a friend or your partner. And just, to me, walking is unmatched. So I know we're spending a little more time here, but I think it's like one of the highest ROI things you can add to your life. And even I mentioned it before, but Kyle had a really good reel. You could sit down for 15 minutes and scroll on your phone, or you go on a 15-minute walk. Which one do you think is going to make you feel way better? It's pretty obvious answer there. And I think that goes into my next tip for a fitter, healthier, and happier life. And that's limiting dopamine maxing. I think all too often now it's like, hey, how can I watch reels while watching a show, while eating something, while having my massager going? Like, it's become almost ridiculous to where it's just like dopamine, quick dopamine. We're bored for a sec. We scroll, we watch, we consume, we buy. I think it's something you actively need to work against, whether it's like just doing something a little less stimulating. And that's where I think even on a no input walk, that can be amazing. You go on a walk with nothing playing on your headphones, just your thoughts. And if you're someone who gets amazing thoughts when you're in the shower, maybe that's because that's the one place you're not on your phone. You're giving yourself some time to think, to decompress, to reflect. Journaling is another great example of this. One thing I actually wanted to try that ironically enough I did learn from a reel, and it was like POV, you fix your dopamine addiction by just sitting outside and doing nothing for 30 minutes a day. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Like, I got to try that. Just nothing, no phone, no journaling, nothing, just sitting outside, enjoying being in the nice weather, not looking at my phone, thinking, reflecting. Like, so I think the more you can work against this need for always stimulation, always entertainment, the more it'll ground you. Meditation can be another amazing tool for this. So this is a big one, and that's really limiting it. I've had some of my clients say they've signed out of some of their apps, or they've deleted them altogether. And I think this will look different for everyone, but you should really reevaluate how much time you're wasting chasing dopamine, scrolling, doing mindless entertainment.
Especially when you think about it, like ask yourself when it comes to dopamine, these things that we're listing, those are the quick hits that feel so good for a few seconds. Like that bite of the donut, you feel incredible. For 3 seconds, you're like, oh, this is so amazing. When you see the notifications pop up, when you're scrolling, whatever, it's those things where it's like the quick, like it kind of comes and goes really quick. Those are the things you want to avoid. Whereas a workout for me, it feels incredible. It gives me great dopamine, but that's going to last for a very long time. Like that's long lasting, right? And even the walk is very similar, or a run or a sport. start like kind of switching out those like quick hits of dopamine for things that are actually going to produce meaningful change and leave you feeling good for the long term is what's really going to make the difference for you. Next up is just simply create something, be creative. This can come in so many different forms, whether you want to go do a painting, you want to start knitting, you want to like, for me, I will say my creative outlet is sometimes like videos and I guess like reels. Like it's funny, this past week, I was just like, I'm going to put together this project of a video where it was just like me showing how easy it is to overestimate calories, underestimate calories and overconsume it. And like that took a lot of work. And I was in the grocery store and I was with my daughter doing it. And that was like kind of my creative outlet. And I was like, this was fun. Like it didn't blow up and didn't get thousands of views like I was hoping. But I was like, you know what? I feel like someone can learn something from it. I was pretty creative with it. It was like literally my own video, my own twist. And that was fun, right? But that could be for anything for you. You could spend time journaling. I've got a client, shout out to Matt. He's been writing some books, which is awesome. He's going to be an author. Like whatever it is, as long as you have that creative outlet, to me, you'll start to feel so much better, right? And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Just producing something where you're proud of it, to me, is such a great feeling.
My next one would be spending some more time on planning. I think all too often we're very reactive and not proactive, and life is like a current. It drags you down one area, then another, then you're putting out fires. And it can very much feel like you're like a chicken running around with your head cut off. And the way you can counteract that is by spending some time planning. Even for me, at the night before the start of a day, I'll start to say, okay, what's on the agenda for tomorrow? Do I need to update the calendar? What are major things I need to remember to do? Can I prepare for any of these things? Do I need to like set out my clothes or get my podcast, whatever it may be? I try to look a little bit ahead, because instead of the day being thrust at me and thrown at me in the morning, it gives me an opportunity to like kind of have already run through that. I find it helps settle me for when I need to get to bed, because I feel ahead, I feel prepared. Same with the morning. I'll spend some time journaling, reflecting, thinking on what's on my mind, what I need to do in the day. Can I lay out my gym clothes? Can I pre-log my food? And just in general, I think when you give yourself that little bit of a head start, you give yourself that a little bit of awareness, it's easier to be ahead and feel more in control in a life that can be very out of control.
It's funny because even myself, I always feel like I need to be doing something like crazy productive. And sometimes I'll miss out on that and then I'll just like regret it afterwards. And when you kind of slow down a little bit, you reflect, you plan, like it actually will help you long term. You just feel like you know what you're doing, you have the right intention, and it's so helpful. So do not skip out on this one simple step. Next up, I had to include it. I wasn't going to, but I'm just like, you know what? I've been driving around lately. I've been seeing drive-through lines going crazy, like tons of just poor food decisions. Not that I try to judge, but I do notice it a lot. And I just have to put in there, eat good food, eat good high quality food, try to limit going out too much, limit the alcohol. Like you will just feel so great having healthy, whole foods and just limiting the bad foods. It's funny because a lot of people want to feel better. They say, I want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I want to lose weight. I want to do all this stuff. And then the food decisions are just constantly holding them back, right? Like you make consistent bad food decisions, you have lower energy, you end up storing on a little bit extra body fat, you're not reaching your goals, you're not reaching your potential, and it just consistently adds up. Like if you want to just feel amazing and just simply like be happy and everything like that, like you just can't be consuming garbage. You can't be eating out many times within the week. Like of course there's different ways around it, but I just see so much of this taking place and people are wondering why their habits are out of line and they're just not feeling their best. Simply put, eat good food, feel great, and you will benefit in so many different ways.
Yeah, and the more you make it a habit, a norm, the easier it is to do. If you're like, I default to choosing the good option, the healthy option, like that is the power of habits. And my next tip is being grateful, having gratitude. And it's so easy to say, what should we be grateful for? I'm not on a yacht, I lost my job. But I think even on a very basic level, every day when you wake up, you can say, I'm incredibly thankful I've woken up. I get to live another day. And there's someone who is robbed of that, like on a really deep level, right? Like that's tough. That's tough. You can say, I'm grateful I have 2 legs, I have 2 arms. And it sounds cliche. And I used to, when people say, I'm like, okay, but it really is true. I think when you look at it that way, you're like, wow. Even for me, often I'm like, I'm grateful I'm not sick. Like I'm grateful my nose isn't runny. Kyle was sick for probably the first time in his 31 years on this planet for like 2 weeks. And he's like, it's so annoying. It's frustrating. But it's funny. We don't realize how much it sucks, how annoying it is. I'm grateful I don't have a dislocated shoulder. And like, it's funny, even me saying these things makes me feel so happy, even though they're just basic things that I would just go on not assuming, not appreciating. So I think even by highlighting them and the fact that you can go to a grocery store and buy whatever you want, I'm grateful I have the ability where I'm able to diet and be in a deficit or go to the gym. Like, it is funny when you reframe it, it really makes you feel like appreciative and thankful, and it kind of warms you up and lights a fire inside of you.
Yeah, and I'm a really big fan of journaling about it, talking to people about it. You could tell people like you're grateful for them. I think that's one thing most of us don't do often enough, is just like actually spreading around that positivity. Even if I get some extra time and I'll just like sit there, be like, wow, like I'm really grateful for everything I have here. And like Josh said, perspective's everything. I was talking to a client recently and we are kind of working through some injuries and whatnot. And I brought up the fact that I pulled my groin like, let's just say a year ago. And it was so annoying because like I don't love leg day, but looking back, I'm just like, now I'm so grateful I don't have that nagging injury. And I'm like grateful to be able to train legs. And when you think about it, you can definitely, like, I'm not saying to always be woo woo, like I'm so happy about everything. Like, to me, that is important. Like, you don't have to fake it though, but just be like, hey, I'm actually like you can just change your perspective and you can kind of look at these things where it'd usually be negative and turn it into a positive, which I think is so, so powerful, especially on a bad day, a tough day, a day where you feel like the world's coming down on you. It really makes a big difference. But for me, I have it labeled here ABL. And what does that stand for? Always be learning. So this can come in so many different shapes, ways, shapes, and forms, but anything that is productive, anything where you are focused on growth. Like I talked about creativity, which I think is awesome, but I really truly believe every one of us are meant to grow. We're meant to become better. If you're a parent and you want to start to read parenting books, that's awesome. Like you're growing in a different way. That's amazing. If you are a coder and you're like, oh, I haven't brushed up on my skills in a bit, do a coding course. That's awesome. Like it doesn't have to be the success motivation stuff, which I personally like because I feel like it helps me with what I'm trying to do and it helps me with everything. But like just something growth oriented where you feel like, hey, you know what? I'm improving. I'm becoming a better person. I'm learning one new skill. I'm learning one new habit. Whatever that is, integrate it into your life. And once again, it doesn't have to be a 60-hour week type thing. It could be literally 3 blocks of 30 minutes throughout the week where you're improving and you're learning something different. Always be learning. That is an amazing skill. And most people, they get to a part of their life where they become complacent, they forget about it, they stop growing, and that's it. And I don't want you to be that person. And I never want to be that person as well.
Yeah, we always say if you're not growing, you're dying. So always be growing, always be learning. And there's just more access to information than ever. Spoil yourself with it, receive the benefit of it. And the last thing I want to leave you with, especially as we get into the summer, we're doing our summer shred right now. The weather is getting more and more beautiful, is just spend some more time outdoors, spend some more time in sunlight, spend more time by forests, mountains, water, desert, whatever you have access to. I assure you, your situation, you have something really cool that you can go also spoil yourself in and really just appreciate and get on some walks and get some sunlight on your skin in the morning. Even today I woke up a little earlier. The sun was already up, which was awesome. And I just went like a little sunroom in my house and just kind of just stood there and just kind of enjoyed that. And the beautiful aspect of a brand new fresh day. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I think more than anything, if you can get out early, especially, it's so good for your circadian rhythms and you can put yourself in a good place like that. You can receive benefits of vitamin D exposure. So the more you can spoil yourself with that, the better. I'm not saying you got to bake yourself like a potato in the sun and tan yourself to a crisp, but get some access to some sunlight, be outside, get some fresh air, receive the benefit of that. We really hope you enjoyed today's episode. It is the last episode in my dining room. So funny enough, it's been a phenomenal dining room. I've had some good meals here. We've also filmed some killer episodes. So we're going to say goodbye to the dining room. So we'll see where the set is next week. That'll be a surprise and something to look forward to. I guess, it'll be starting with next Motivation Monday. But we just want to leave this episode. If you want more tips on how to be fitter, healthier, and happier, follow us on Instagram. It's at Colossus Fit. Same picture as our podcast here. So COLOSSUSFIT. We provide a ton of value. You can also message us personally. Me and Kyle are always in our messages because we love connecting with amazing people like you. But there you have it. 8 tips to become fitter, healthier, and happier. Go out there, implement them, and crush it.